Good time, folks, and welcome to the third official episode of the Chaoticast. I'm your host, it's Chase, joined by... I was waiting for you to be like, you're looking good, just like you did last week. It's be like, oh, man. Oh, so they're not looking good? That's true. True. You listening. It's a podcast. Yeah. You sound good. God. So, it's been a week since we last talked. I'm going to gloss over the fact we just got done streaming Pico Park a little over an hour ago. So, yeah. So, for those of you that are listening to this, yes, we finally played Pico Park in 2025. What are your first impressions of Pico Park, Canaz? I genuinely, for those of you that are listening to this, like, go check out the VOD. The YouTube video will be out at some point in the future. I hit my microphone. But we genuinely have not laughed at a game, like the three of us laughing that hard at a game, in a very long time. Probably the one there was one Gang Beast one where we were the birds were glitching out, and we were like, that one we were laughing pretty hard. But I want to say the last time that we were all just not able to breathe laughing so hard, I want to say was the Stress Muffin clip in Satisfactory, like well over a year ago. But it was, I will admit, so when Justin first pitched that, I was a bit apprehensive because it was one of those things that it was one of those things like we have such a wide variety of games that we have played that I didn't want to play new ones, but I do get your guys' point of those games that we have played are kind of stale and repetitive to a certain regard. So it's just like going back to them, and yeah, it's going back to them like Gang Beasts and stuff like that. It's like, yeah, it's good if it's like a once in a while thing, but yeah. And Rubber Bandits is pretty similar as well in that the same tone. Oh yeah, no, for sure. Yep. But I mean, it was super fun to finally play a new game on stream. I'm hoping anyone that did tune in enjoyed it, and look forward to possibly playing more games akin to that in the future. We'll see. So, yeah. So I have a question for you, sir. What is your favorite video game trailer? Like announcements, trailer, anything like that. Like, and not just because, and here's gonna be the hard part, and not just because like, oh, it was a super fun game, but the trailer itself, like whether it be like the score, the cinematics, the sound design, looking at it, that's the one I've been holding on to for like well over a week, like almost a whole week, was just that question specifically of what's your favorite video game trailer? Because I've got mine. Forza Horizon 4. Because the music that they have is a song called I Can See for Miles by, I'm looking it up right now, by Surfing the Apocalypse. And it's so you're Surfing the Apocalypse with Chelsea Davis, I'm not sure that's her name, as the vocalist. However, they've they've modified the song for that trailer. It's not exactly as what you can listen to it like on Spotify and stuff like that. They added, they basically, you know, those like the remixes that you see on like TikTok of like this song, but like epic version of it. They basically did that with this. There's harder like drum beats like later on in the song. It seems like there's more of a build up, more of a crescendo in certain aspects of it. The visuals, beautiful, because I believe that Forza Horizon 4 was one of the first games to feature in the Forza series to feature a kind of dynamic weather pattern. So in the trailer, they were kind of showing that off. Visually, the trailer looks beautiful. As a car guy, the vehicles, the sound design for the vehicles, on point. The vehicles just sound good. Just everything about that trailer just is so damn good. The cinematic shots they've got, the transitions that they have, just oh. Yep. That's fine. Yeah, just the trailer. Like yeah, if you're listening to this, take time and go. It's only like 2-3 minutes long. Go watch specifically the E3 announcement of Forza Horizon 4 on YouTube. It's on the IGN's YouTube channel. And it's just, it is so good. Yep, Forza Horizon 4 reveal trailer, E3 2018, IGN. Just, it's so good. Like, I can't even begin to describe. Just, yep, 2 minutes long. And it's, in my opinion, one of my favorite trailer. Video game trailer. Because again, from a cinematic point of view, it's just stellar. I've been dying as one of those things that, and kind of my personal philosophy is going to be going out of the future with any kind of LOC entertainment projects, is that anytime we have a kind of remix of a song in a sense, so say for example this Surfing the Apocalypse cover, or the Surfing Apocalypse I Can See for Miles song. The specific version that was used in this trailer is only for this trailer. Like there's no just isolated audio of that. And I wish there was, which is why if we ever go that route in the future with LOC Entertainment of, all right, so this game that we're making, this game, for example, not actually happening yet. I say we're doing a game for called Project Noirs, and in that we have a song that we've licensed, but we kind of mix it up a little bit, and we put like our own little twist on it. I would see if I would do everything in my power to make it so we could upload our version of the song, even if it's not monetized, just so people get to listen to it. Because I want to have the reveal trailer song on repeat, and I can't because it's nowhere else except for in the trailer. Welcome back. He's alive. He's alive. Hello. Canaz. Canaz. Unbelievable. Oh. Okay. Is it Elder Scrolls 6? Oh. Star Wars Eclipse. I never heard of that. Oh, it was 3 years ago. Mm-hmm. Oh, I remember this trailer now. Okay. I haven't. Yeah. Really? That's surprising. I mean, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the hard part with something like that. It's just like, so I actually, how do you feel about that? So you've got, when you have this like a game studio, they announce this game, and then just go ghost for months, years, even. Yeah, yeah. I feel like if we were to go through a Project Noiris, we were. I guess my personal policy would be like, all right, I'm not going to be very open and transparent with what everything we're doing is, but it'll be much along the lines of, hey, like here's this project update, like this section of the game is done, or this section's in this phase and whatnot. But I wouldn't really go into detail about a lot of it because I would want to save that for the community to experience themselves, especially with like down the line. The plan for Project Noiris is to have a lot of lore in it as well for the world of Essentria. And yeah, it's tough. Of all right, like just a pulse would be nice. I mean, I know with like over at Bethesda, a lot of people are kind of just like, all right, are they doing Elder Scrolls 6? Are they not doing Elder Scrolls 6? Especially with the sudden drop of the Oblivion like remake, essentially. That one just because that trailer dropped out of nowheres, and at the very end, it was literally just like the game's out now, and everyone was just, it was a mad scramble to Steam. I remember. And everyone was just so confused, which honestly, kudos to for Bethesda, because that's ballsy to drop a trailer out of thin air without anybody knowing that you were working on the game, and then to turn around and be like, "Oh yeah, by the way, it's out now." That's actually really smart marketing, because in today's modern age, you really don't build up hype anymore. It has to be that kind of and this is what I absolutely despise. It can't be, oh, we're going to build up hype. It's got to be, all right, we got to make this splash the biggest splash possible, because the second like the splash is done, people are just going to turn away to the next biggest splash. It's not going to be, all right, let's keep an eye on this guy to make sure like he's all right. It's just, oh, he hit the water. Okay. That was a decent splash, but moving on. Yeah. Yeah. I think I was like a few days afterwards. Yeah. And that's the hard part is it's you've got like the sort of like older style of gamers where it's just like you see something get announced and it's just like, all right, I'm gonna like mark the dates for this. I think when Starfield came out or something, because it was the next big Bethesda game, everyone was kind of like waiting in anticipation and like took those days off from work to play Starfield upon launch. And I mean, that obviously backfired. But yeah, it's just it's weird seeing that kind of surprise drop anymore. Right. Yeah. Because I know there's one, I'm blanking the game name right now, but basically it's this like, I keep seeing it on TikTok. It's essentially this like camper van car game. Basically, it's just like, are you familiar with like SnowRunner, like the Spin Tire series? It's kind of like that in a sense. Let me see if I can find what the game name is. Oh, it's called no, Art of Rally. Yeah. Apparently this dude's been like he's been publishing these videos, like he's been talking about this game for 3 years now, and it keeps showing gameplay footage, and it looks playable. It looks solid. It's just not out yet, and people are getting fed up because it's not out yet, because he's overbuilding hype. Yeah. You gotta, yeah, it's you gotta find that fine balance of, all right, we want to make sure that we get like the proper amount where we still get like basically like peak sales in a sense, because that's at the end of the day a lot of what people's concerns are. But so kind of the twofold here. One, do you think other game studios will take note of Bethesda's success with Oblivion? Because and do like a sudden just out of the blue drop like them? And do you think that in the future, not like in the next like year or two, but say like 5 years, because that's what it seems like the cinema industry takes like 5 years to kind of catch up with some things. Do you think there will be a kind of just movie, like no trailers or anything, just movie, like silent movie drops, like big name movie drops, and then the trailer comes out, it's just like, check out this movie, you can go watch it in theaters now? Well, yes, it's out now. Yeah, I'm saying like out in theaters, like big movies. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, I mean that's something that like if we ever get to like as a group get to the size of having the budget where I could turn around and be like, sweet, my book sold really well. I'm going to adapt it to a TV show now. Do I have y'all's a green light to do that? And if y'all say yes, you have the green light to do that, I'm gonna go do that. And in the back of my mind, I know kind of how I want to like structure it in a sense where uh like when like recording it or filming it, but I mean it's one of the it's like how do you like avoid like major leaks and stuff like that when I want to try and like have people be kind of like open about things, but that's also like fuck like 10 years down into the future, so that's true. Unless it's like a name brand movie. If it's a Disney movie, that's not a live action fucking remake. Fair. Elio? I started seeing marketing for Elio last week. Hmm. I found an article about Elio. This is gonna be great. So before I read this article to you, I'd like to say that I know like what I saw for Elio, like the only promotion thing I saw for Elio was a bloopers reel, like old Pixar that they brought. Like it was basically like they brought them back, and it was just like the VA for one of the like aliens or whatever, like flubbing their lines, and it's just like aliens just like da. Can we go back and redo that? And it's just like you hear like the background noise and stuff like that, and like another like they animated the bloopers reels like they did back in old Pixar. So this article, you're gonna get a fucking kick out of this. This is posted today, 8 hours ago. Again, the San Francisco Chronicles, take it with a grain of salt. Pixar fires back at fans slash critics on social media after Elio flops. Pixar is clearly frustrated by the dismal box office performance of its latest feature, Elio, and it's starting to hit back at its critics on social media. The Emerald-based animation studio owned by Disney recently posted a video to Instagram that follows a new internet trend where people share hard truths off screen and they pretend they don't know where the source of the statement is. Fucking really? I didn't even see this. That's amazing. In this case, an unidentified woman sitting in a car looking off screen when she says, "Stop complaining that Disney doesn't make original stories if you don't show up to the movie theaters and support them in the first place." And after a sound effect that alerts the woman that she's being filmed, she looks at the camera and says, "Oh my gosh, I thought I was the only one in the car." She then holds up a poster for Elio and says, "Anyways, there's a new original story from Disney Pixar called Elio. You should go and support it." Elio opened in theaters on June 20th and so far is the worst performing Pixar movie in its history, despite strong reviews, including by The Chronicle. As of Monday, June 30th, which is today, it holds a 83% approval rating by critics and 91% from audiences review on aggregate website Rotten Tomatoes, whatever. In 2 weekends in theaters, 2 weekends, Jesus, the $150 million film, approximately, about a lonely boy who becomes a galactic ambassador for Earth, has grossed about $42 million domestically and $72 million globally. Last year's Inside Out grossed 1.7, or Inside Out 2, grossed 1.7 billion in the global box office, briefly becoming the highest grossing animated film of all time. So, what the fuck is this movie even about? Because mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, here's the other thing that I feel like is the big thing, which is, I hate to say it, but here's what I feel like. Kids movies in theaters is dying because it pains me to say, kids do not have the attention span to sit through a hour and a half, 2.5 hour movie and not try and like multitask and be on their phones or I don't think, especially nowadays when, all right, so over the weekend on Saturday, my family and I, we went to go watch the F1 movie. All right. Now we paid for what were called, Jesus Christ, I'm not blanking the thing. They're like, it's not quite 4DX. It was like Cinemark's take on Regal's 4DX. The seats like vibrated a little bit. That was $20 a seat. Regular seats was $15. No, it was like $12 a seat. So for 4 people, that's $50 to go watch a movie, not including popcorn. And all right, so it's $50 to do that. All right. When a lot of these animated movies, like with Pixar and stuff like that, they'll be out on Disney Plus in 3 weeks anyways, 3-4 weeks anyways. They come out on these streaming platforms. So what happens is the parents just take, because the kids don't watch TV anymore. they really don't watch like YouTube, and it's mainly just like TikTok and shit or whatever the kids watch nowadays. I don't even know, but they just don't. They're not paying attention to where this stuff is being advertised nowadays. And then again, the limited attention span because everyone's trying to, or they all have screens now, and cost of just going to the movies in general, they're not going to want to go watch to sit through this movie. And when they know it's going to be on Disney Plus in 4 weeks, because when it's on Disney Plus, the kid can watch it then. Yeah. Yeah, it's on DVD and stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah. That's, mm-hmm. Exactly. You mean it's like from a cost perspective, it is so much cheaper nowadays to watch. So what's Disney Plus a month right now? Like $7, $8? Holy fuck. That is roadkill. I need to see, because of course this is the first thing I read is the Google's AI thing, and I don't trust that. Is that okay? What if you just want? Okay, this is horseshit. Disney Plus Basic, Disney Plus with ads is $10 a month. If you don't want ads, 16 or $160 a year. So here's what you get with the basic plan. Disney Plus with ads supports up to 5.1 audio, experience video quality up to 4K Ultra HD and HDR, stream on multiple devices at the same time. Cool. Disney Plus Premium, Disney Plus no ads, immersive sound with up to Dolby Atmos audio, experience up to the quality to 4K Ultra HD and HDR, stream on multiple devices at the same time, downloads on up to 10 devices. So with a basic bit, so $10 a month, you don't even get to download your thing. So if you're going on a flight, you can't watch a movie. Yeah, can't watch a movie. And because to kick you while you're down, so as everyone knows, Disney with the whole kind of, you're not allowed to share your password with your friends and stuff like that. extra member. So the basic plan is an additional $7 a month per extra person, which is almost the price of a full just fucking subscription. The premium is $10 a month. So it's literally a way to enjoy Disney Plus with your family and friends, even if they're not in the same household. Stream on one device at a time. Create and access only one profile. Access to the same content and features as the account holder, and then you can find further information. Da 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 da. That's just Jesus Christ. Because I haven't used Disney Plus in like over a year, 2 years. I think it. Yeah, lucky bastard. I think the last time I watched Kenobi, and I think the last time I used it, I had went right before Kenobi came out. Because I watched Kenobi and then I didn't watch anything else afterwards. That's just Jesus, $10. So all right. So you go to your average movie theater ticket is, we'll say, an adult ticket is $12. We'll say you would basically, yeah. Look at the fucking the food and drink prices over here. Like the tickets compared to food and drinks is surprisingly cheap, because that's what they get you a lot of the time is food and drink. No, yeah, it's. Mm-hmm. That's on par with some of the theaters that I've seen over here. Do you want to know what's sad? The nicest movie theater that I've ever been to, like aesthetically pleasing wise, was the cheapest tickets. So when I was out visiting my buddy Max out in Illinois a few years back, we had gone to watch, I can't remember what movie it was, the first one we watched. We'd gone to watch a movie at this one theater, and like we walked in, and like I was like, damn, this is like a really beautiful looking theater. There was a piano that was like just like playing itself. There was like this nice chandelier. Yeah. There's like this really nice chandelier, but like other than that, it looked like a slightly higher quality theater. Like you had like your normal concession stand and stuff like that. I'm like, damn, this is a fancy ass theater. He's looking at me like, the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, bitch, you've been to where I live. You know I have nothing like this out there. He's, fair enough. He said, I have another theater to show you tomorrow. I was like, all right. So we went to go watch one of the John Wick movies. So we go up this flight of stairs, and we enter this like the concessions room, which didn't even look like a concessions room. It looked like a fucking billiards bar. There was pool tables. There was a bar with fucking like everything you could dream of to do mixed drinks and shit. It was a stunning. The tickets was $8 a person. And we got to play pool we got there early, so we got to sit there and play pool. It was great. It was such an amazing experience. We go into the theater, we sit in the middle, like we're in smack dab in the middle, full on reclining chairs, like electronic reclining chairs. There's a little swing out table because it was a full, like there was a menu. I could have gotten steak and stuff like that. The red flag should have been there was no food prices on that menu. I got a drink. He got a drink. I got some gummy bears. Each large drink was like $12. The gummy bears was like $10. We didn't even get popcorn. I don't even want to know how much that steak was because it would look like it looked like a really good steak. But fuck me, that would have been the most expensive steak I have ever bought in my entire life. Because at the very end of the movie, Buddy's coming out. He's just like, yeah. He hands me the receipt. Why he hands me the receipt, I don't know. Probably because I look like I'm 40. And he hands me the receipt. I'm looking at, and he like pulls out the card reader or whatever. And the lights, the house lights aren't even on yet. It's dark. I can't see a thing. I just see a card reader in front of me. So I put my card in and fucking do the thing. Take it out. He walks away, looking at the receipt. I'm like, holy shit. Max says, what's wrong? I said, look at this. He goes, fuck me. Yeah, so that was roadkill, but yeah, it's just shit's expensive. Mm. Yeah. Yeah, see, like stuff like that, it's surprising because there's like reasonably priced stuff. It's just like, okay. And then the food, it's where it gets you. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Jesus. Yeah. Get the price. Yep. Jesus. Yeah. The most I've ever spent on a single ticket for a movie theater. Now, I feel like the motherfucking thing was justified. So, are you familiar with the 40X theaters? Why? Okay. Fair enough. But like, what made it a horrible experience though? Like the movie, the seats itself. Oh, you don't need to wear like the ones up here. You don't need to wear them. They're not even. It's not even 3D up here. They don't even. I don't think the glasses are a thing up here. Mm. Of course. Should have pulled a page out of Justin's book when he went to go watch How to Train Your Dragon at 9 o'clock in the fucking morning. No kid wakes up early on a weekend. Oh. So glasses, the kids. But what about like the seats though? At least like Moana wasn't as bad as some of the other movies that you could have seen in 4DX for your first 4DX experience. Oh. Mm-hmm. Oh. It was made for it, yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, of course. Yeah. I had Shang-Chi as my first 4DX experience. I was literally like, I had the day off from work, like when Shang-Chi first came out. I was up near like Buffalo, which has the 4DX thing at the Walden Galleria Mall. And I was just like, because I asked the lady, I was just like, what's 4DX? And she explains, I was just like, sure, I'll do that one. It was actually, it was decent. But the most I've ever paid was it was a single day. I paid $50 for 2 movies. It was last fall. Can you guess what they were? It was, then this is in 4DX. It was for a very special double feature of the original Twister and yep, the 1996 Twister and the 2024 Twisters. Fuck me, that was a wild ride. Holy shit. When they say hold on in the movie, you better clench your booty cheeks and hold on. That was the most invigorating experience I have ever had watching a movie. Death Grip. I felt bad. I was watching the sequel, or Twisters, the second one, and I felt bad for the fucking lady sitting next to me because they sit down and not. I overheard their conversation. I kind of do that. I like to just eavesdrop on. I like to people listen as well as people watch. And I heard him say like, "How is their first 4DX experience?" I was just like, "Sorry, did you just say it's your first 4DX movie experience?" Like, yeah. I go, "Huh, interesting." And I was like, "Wait, why?" I said, "Well, in the movie they'll say hold on a lot. You might actually want to hold on. Does it get that bad?" Yeah, I just got out of the 1996 Twister that wasn't even made in mind with this technology, and this movie was made with this technology in mind. So, yeah, I about got thrown out of my seat in the first one. Y'all better want to hold on. They're like, oh, what have we done? It's like, Steph, why did you suggest this one for our first 4DX movie? I was just like, yeah, it was. No, popcorn was everywhere. Ah, Jesus. It's like the chicken jockey from Minecraft. Was it Minecraft movie? The theater I was in got lucky because that never happened at the theater that we were in. What? Oh. Canaz. Oh no. Mm-hmm. Of course, you had a lightsaber with you. Oh my God. Oh, Canaz. Canaz. Unbelievable. How are you that chaotic? My God, dude. This is why we do this podcast, because we break out the stuff that would never come up during the streams. Because I don't think this conversation would have ever come up during a regular stream. Possibly if we're playing like a fucking movie theater simulator or some shit. Oh God. When PB was just like in our chat, she's just like, I want to play American Truck Sim at some point. I was just like, yeah, it's multiplayer. Like, it does? Yeah. She's like, yes, please. I'm like, fuck yeah. I finally gonna have a convoy for when I do when the New York DLC drops and I can do Bakersfield, California to New York. Oh fuck yeah. That's if the game still exists, not should exist. So since the last podcast, I got my hands on the Maya Mini. You and I've talked about it a little bit. I've finally been playing Pokemon Blue. I am liking it a lot. So, okay, I want you to guess. Correct. Yep, I started with Squirtle. Yeah, I was just like, I want Squirtle. I don't know why I want Squirtle, but I want Squirtle. As you know, I named my rival Canaz, so I can consistently kick the shit out of Canaz. He chose Bulbasaur. Yeah, this is not helping him out very much. So, as someone who's never uh-huh. Sure. We know you can ask. The 3 starters, yeah. Mm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, really? Yeah. The issue that I have right now is so my Squirtle, I named Squire. He did evolve because I didn't realize what the fuck was happening. I didn't know how to like not make it happen because I've legitimately going in blind. It's like I know nothing about Pokemon. I'm not looking anything up or anything. I'm playing it as it would have been played back in the day. No guy, nothing. Just straight up. I don't fucking know what I'm doing. I'm just winging it right now. Through just wing. So right now, I've kind of like most of my Pokemon right now are pretty even level. Like except for my starter. Squire, my Squirtle, is now level like 20 fucking 2, 23. Everything else is like 11, 12. I think there's like a 13 in there. I need to level everybody else up. Like desperately. Especially since I've been going through. So through sheer just luck, determination, and I don't even know, I have managed both Brock and Misty's gym badge on the first try. Misty. So Brock was easy because I had a Squirtle. I had a water type. So Brock was a fucking cakewalk. Misty. Oh boy. So by this point, I had the Squirtle. I had I think a Pidgey, a Spearow, a fucking Pikachu. I have two Pikachus actually. I caught them back to back, which is funny. A Rattata and a Zubat. Because I got so sick of I got so fucking sick of the Zubats, dude. I just if I see a Zubat, if I'm like walking through a fucking a Pokemon aisle at a shop and I see a Zubat, it's on site, bro. It's on site. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You have to go through Mount Moon to get to Misty's, I think. I don't know. I've just beaten her like the other day. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I know. Justin already told me. Justin told me to get the repels. Yeah. Yep. 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 Uh, so so I get to that town. I go into the Misty's gym, and as I'm like walking up, I fight the first trainer. All right, yeah, he kind of that does some damage, but and I'm still all right. And I'm still in good standings to go fight Misty. Uh, so I go up. There's a second trainer because I was expecting there'd only be one, but there's a second trainer before Misty. Fought them. All right, some of my few are low, but I haven't used my Squirtle yet because water versus water don't really fucking do shit. So I think one of them is kind of like on the lower side, and I used a potion. Like I got him up to 3/4 health. So I get to Misty. and it comes up, fucking all of her shit's like nearly like level 20 or whatever. And by this point, I think it was like high teens. It was like 17 or 18 or whatever. Most of my crew, bar Squire, my Squirtle, was fucking like 10, 11. I vastly underleveled. So we start off with a Pikachu. All right. Starts off. She goes first. One shots the Pikachu. We're like, okay. All right. I bring out, I think it's my Spearow, which I nicknamed Captain Sparrow. Because, you know, I get a few good hits in before he gets taken out. Okay. All right. I bring out my Pidgey, nicknamed Piano, because I'm shit at coming up with names. I get the first water type down. She only had 2 Pokemon. I get the first one down. Sweet. Awesome. We're good. Second dude comes up. Fucking one-shots Piano. Like, wipes out Piano. All right. It's fine. And I still got my Rattata, who was already getting like 3/4 health. And the Zubat. So I bring out the Zubat, who I nicknamed Zooble. I get one attack off with Zooble. Didn't do fuck all. Zooble gets one shot. I'm like, bring out Rattata. Get like a few hits in there. Rattata goes down. So I am left with nothing but Squire, who was at half health. And by now, her Pokemon's at half health. It turned into a motherfucking slugfest between the 2 water types. Straight up. It was just fucking like tackle. I'm sitting there, I'm fucking sweating bullets. I'm like, oh my God, am I actually going to pull this off? And fucking final hit that I sent was a crit. Got it. It's like, fucking victory! I beelined it straight to the Pokemon. So I was like, Nurse Joy, please. Oh my God, my heart though is just like, oh, you did it. I'm like, I'm so glad I'm not doing a Nuzlocke. Fuck, dude. Because I initially considered, like, when I first started like thinking about I want to get into it, because I've seen like people like Pokemon Nuzlocke challenges and stuff like that. I'm like, that would be really dumb to be like, I'm gonna do a Pokemon Nuzlocke as my first ever like true Pokemon experience. I'm so fucking glad. Cause I like have fucking suffering apparently. It's just like, yeah, it'll be fine. No, I'm fuck. No, I know. I know fuck all about Pokemon. They like names keep coming up in the game, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? The pricks. Yeah. I was gonna say, isn't Metapod's only move hardened? Because I caught a Metapod early on named Megatron, and he didn't do like I was like expecting like every now and again I just like throw him out in a battle like, oh, this is an easy battle, I'm just gonna throw him out just like for some quick XP. I think I got up to like level 10 where everyone else got like a new move at level 10. He just didn't. I'm like, does this motherfucker only have Harden? What? I put him in storage because it's just like, I'm not gonna fucking keep him on hand. Oh, what about TM machines? Huh. Because I've got like 3 of them on hand right now. I just haven't used them yet because nothing that I have fucking like takes them. No, I tried. Oh, I haven't tried them on Metapod because I've gotten them after I put them in fucking storage, but. Ha! Oh, you get stun lock then. Oh my god. Yeah. Be able to. Oh. Uh huh. Yeah, because by the time the defense would be so fucking high, though. You'd be there for an hour. Oh god, that's fucking wild. But no, like I am thoroughly enjoying it so far because, like, I will say with my Mini, the battery life is garbage. Fuck, dude. I think the most I can get out of it is like 2, like a little, probably like a little over 2. Yeah, because like it's like the main reason why like I wanted it is when I'm doing drives and shit like that. If I beat the driver there, or like if I get to work early, I could just like, because right now I just have it like in the little side pocket of my lunchbox. So I'm just like, I'm here early. I'm just gonna fucking whip it out and like play like 5-10 minutes of Pokemon, because that's what I absolutely love about the Bayou. It's like I could just turn it off in like the middle of a thing, and it like when I turn it back on, it just resumes from that point. It's like, oh, thank God. Yeah. So I'm able to just, yeah, pick up from where I left off, and not. So it's just like, oh, sweet. Huh. No. 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 Oh no. How? Oh, yeah, fair. Yeah, fair. Yeah, that's impressive. Oh God, I don't make them like they used to. I just, I, part of me still wishes, like at the end of the day, that I could have like found an old like a way to actually like it's like quote unquote properly play this game and not through a fucking emulation device, but at the same time, but just fuck me though, it's so expensive for these goddamn games. It's just like, what the hell? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, so what I did, yeah, no, like, so what I did was like that. The one thing that I found, it had like a bunch of fucking games on it. Like, I have like a large list of games, but I just favorited the Pokemon ones because that's like that's the only reason I bought this thing. I have maybe like once I'm finished with the Pokemon stuff, I'll go through play like some of the other stuff. But I legitimately just wanted to play Pokemon. That is it. And now, yeah, now I finally have something that I can actually play, not just like Ruby or Sapphire or something like that. Where, because that's the thing is, all right. So if I actually like enjoyed, so it was also like cost saving measure. All right, if I didn't like the thing, first off, I could have just returned it on Amazon, got my money back. If I didn't like the device, I'm only out $50 versus $150 as most of the copies of fucking Emerald or Ruby or Sapphire would have been. And I can also play, like, if I actually did enjoy Pokemon, which I am playing through Blue, I'm not going to be like, all right, I played through Blue, which was probably like $200 nowadays, not even including the fact that I'd need to get a Game Boy. So I'd probably $300 in for trying to play Pokemon Blue. Another 100 for trying to play Sapphire. So that's like fucking like half a grand just to play fucking Pokemon. Where now I'm $50. Yeah, it is. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah. Mm. Okay. Yeah. I would like boot it up, but it's currently downstairs in my fucking lunchbox right now. Because I didn't really use it today, so the battery was still at like over 50%. And with it being like a cheaper device, I don't want to like constantly have it charging. So, um, so yeah, I have some. Keep it, yeah, yeah. I have several USB-C car chargers. Keep some in my go bag just in case. And most of our vehicles are actually equipped with like it's a USB-C slash iPhone charger. It's like a split. So earlier, so last week, or middle of the week, end of the week, you sent me a message saying, "Hey, watch the first part of this Philip DeFranco video. Do you want to talk about it?" We're hour 14. That's fine. We'll be all right. So this podcast goes, well, there's other stuff that I want to cover. There's some other stuff that I want to talk about next week, because I mean we didn't even get to the other thing that literally dropped today, and I'm like, ugh. I can put that on the docket for next week, because there's already something that I want to talk about with you next weekend. It's film related stuff, so we could kind of like have this one be like this specific episode be like a more gaming-y centered one. The next it could be more film centered one. Granted, we did talk about popcorn and like movies and stuff like that, but so your thing. You're the one who sent this to me. This is your topic. I didn't read the article. I just brought up the fucking website. I fucking hate you. All right. So last week, Canaz sent me a video on from Phil DeFranco, and it was one of his news videos, and it was about this certain segment was about a few members of the creator community. Was it Pirate Software? It was like a naysayer, and then who stood? Was it Moist Critical or Penguin Z? Who the? Yeah. So basically, I don't want to talk about like the drama side of things. I don't want to like. I'm not gonna touch base on that. But it kind of brought to light something that I didn't even know was a thing because I'm a bad at news journalism. Good job, brain. Thank you. Fuck me, son of a. I'm not good at like looking into things, but it brought this to my attention. Stop Killing Games. I'm going to be reading off of Stop Killing Games' official website. Stop Killing Games is a consumer movement started to challenge the legality of publishers destroying video games they have sold to customers. An increasing number of video games are sold effectively as goods with no stated expiration date, but designed to be completely unplayable as soon as support from the publisher ends. This practice is a form of planned obsolescence and is not only detrimental to customers, but makes preservation effectively impossible. Furthermore, the legality of the practice is largely untested in many countries. Over the past year, we have successfully escalated complaints on this problem to consumer agencies in France, Germany, and Australia, good day, mate, and have brought forth petitions for the new law on this problem to various countries. A list of the actions taken to date can be viewed here, it's a hyperlink. As of 2025, most consumer action on this matter has concluded, and we are awaiting a decision on it from several governments. However, there are a few remaining avenues left where people can participate if they are eligible. And it's a petition. So, and one of the examples that I know was not necessarily brought up in any, like, not necessarily brought up here, but I am well aware of this because it was, and I'll let kind of Canaz talk a little bit more about this because it says project. This subject of games being shut down by the developers was a topic that we were initially going to have on the topic of game show. Canaz, if you'd like to further discuss what we had planned for that episode. Canaz. No wonder you don't have time for streaming. Fuck me, dude. was really fun. Ooh. I'm on Steam Charts thing right now, and I looked up what the current active player count for Squadrons is. Dude. Guess. Yes. The 24-hour peak was 170. All-time peak 35,000. Yeah. October of 2020, average 5,000, peak 35,000. November of 2020, average 1,367, peak 4,200. That is a 70, pretty much 75% drop. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, so here's kind of where my take on it is. So you had mentioned stuff like Valorant, Fortnite, what stuff, games like that. My shtick on this is if the game by default is, and I'm ignoring microtransactions completely, because microtransactions, I mean, any purchase is optional, but microtransactions are especially optional. If the game by default, the base game, was free to play, and the developers decide they want to shut down the servers, I in my mind would say, all right, that they are within their right, because if the server is someone who ran a Minecraft server for Galactic Chaos, servers are expensive, very expensive. So when you have a free to play game, if it's not generating enough revenue, then like if that is not helping you generate revenue and you want to axe it, you kind of got an axe it. I mean, it's understandable. Like if people like lose out on being able to play that game. The flip side though is when you pay money for a game and you can't play that game period anymore. I'm looking at specifically one game company and one game. I don't even think you and I are thinking the same thing. I'm thinking The Crew. And everyone's favorite company, Ubisoft. I want to fucking strangle them. Me and Ubisoft right now. Bad blood. A lot of bad blood. That is a game that people have spent like money on and bought, like the original Crew. People bought that game full price. And it's a fucking racing game. It's a racing game. You mean to tell me that you couldn't in any way, shape, or form, which most of it, yes, where there was like your challenges and shit, you were technically racing against other people, but a lot of the time, in a lot of the races, you're racing against fucking comps. And you mean to tell me that it would be so difficult to just say, all right, we're shutting down the service of this game. Here is this update where it will just download the world to your, like, it's a big update. That's what happens when you have a map the size of a map that's a scaled down version of the United States of fuck America. We're going to push this update through. In this update, it's going into an offline state. Everything is now like, there are no scoreboards left, sadly. You're going against yourself, as you wouldn't say, like, oh, I don't know, Burnout Paradise. Or with Steam, it can link to other people's things off of Steam. So you're racing against your friends and shit. Still possibly have a way of just doing like co-op and whatnot. Yeah, exactly. Like, well, with The Crew, you'd be better off just like your Ashton your levels of co-op, like one person can boot up a thing and y'all race. It's stuff like that is well within a company the size of Ubisoft's capabilities of doing. Seriously, that is not a complex thing to figure out. I mean, you've got indie devs, fucking Repo. You've got what was the Lethal Company? You've got all of these games made by 1-2 people that have co-op. Seriously, guys. Like, and I feel as if, so while I see it two sides of the companies giving out that information of like, okay, here are the source files for this game, because what I could see the possible, I could see somehow people using that stuff for like malicious purposes. I hate to think that way, but I know how the fucking world works anymore. So what I would rather see is, all right, so I'm going to take Bethesda, and I'll say specifically the guys that were already, like, before the Oblivion remaster came out, the guys that were doing the Sky Oblivion mod that was basically remaking Oblivion in the Skyrim engine, like a full-on mod. Did you hear what the Bethesda did? So, no. Bethesda turned around, and as a thank you gift for that crew and that team doing it, they gave them all free copies of Oblivion Remastered and said, keep up the good work. Like, you guys are killing it. Keep up the good work. Here's free copies of this game. Like, I think it wasn't just like the copies, like collector's editions and shit. It was like, I could be wrong about that, but I know at the bare minimum, Bethesda turned around and said, these guys are doing a kick-ass job. They're gonna keep doing it because they're awesome and they want to do it. Here's free copies of the game. They didn't have to do that, but they were like, fuck yeah. Where, yeah, right. We'll turn around and we'll say, look at Take-Two Interactive and how they've literally have, like, I distinctly remember this being an article at one point in time. I think it was for the GTA 6 leaks or something like that, or GTA 6, like some with one of the GTAs. Take-Two sent the fucking Pinkerton group to some dude's house. Do you know what the Pinkertons are? Okay. So, hold on. So, I'm trying to see if I can find it. Okay, so never mind. I get something else. So, the Pinkertons basically are, the Pinkertons essentially was like a, it was something that the U.S. had like many, like in the early days of the U.S. Basically, the Pinkertons initially was like this like government group, and they did shit. Like they were initially a government group. They did a lot of bad things, and the government said basically was just like, you are no longer part of us, and they created the Anti-Pinkerton Act of 1893. That's how fucking old the Pinkertons are. And basically the Pinkertons were, to a certain extent, I believe, like private and like not necessarily private investigators, but it's I don't know too much, so I'm not gonna go further detail. But I thought I heard one thing, but I think it's actually in Red Dead 2. The Pinkertons were featured as like the main villains, and the Pinkertons sued fucking Rockstar because the Pinkertons still exist. They just can't do government work. And they sued Rockstar, Take-Two. But I distinctly remember and seeing something that like Take-Two sent like this group of people to some dude's fucking house, like a group of people to some dude's house because he was just like leaking information or something. I swear to God, this is the thing. Take-Two sent a guy to a house. Oh, Take-Two sends private investigators to GTA 5 modder's house. That's what some of the stuff. Here we go. This is from fucking 9 years ago. Jesus. This is November 10th, 2015. Almost 10 years ago. Fuck me. Take-Two reportedly sent private investigators to a modder's home. What's this? Take-Two's reportedly sent a couple of private investigators to the home of GTA 5 modder to intimidate them into seizing the development of the 5M online multiplayer mod. Oh, it's that. So 5M is, so you know how Dave does all of his RP streams and shit for GTA Online? That's through 5M. 5M is basically, so GTA Online is the thing. 5M is basically a modded version of the multiplayer to allow people to do like those RP things, to have like custom events and whatnot. But because it's a modding thing, you can also fucking mod money into it and do GTA Online accounts and stuff like that. When you do that, you can't buy the shark cards that Rockstar sells. So Take-Two, they in their minds are losing money on because this mod existed. So they tried to get these guys to fucking stop making the 5M mod. Kind of backfired because people just started boycotting their fucking game, and the 5M still ended up coming out because again, it's like widely used in the online community, and not just for that, but also for Red Dead Online, for like Red Dead RP service. So you got a good guy Bethesda who's like seeing the modders and like integrating that stuff into like their games now when it comes to like Skyrim, because you've got like the Creators Club and stuff like that. So they're trying to integrate the modders and trying to like work with those guys. And you got Take-Two that are basically giving the middle finger to everyone and saying, if you do anything, we will fucking end you. And then there's Nintendo. Rockstar will intimidate you. Nintendo will sue you, and Bethesda will give you a pat on the back. And Ubisoft's shit just doesn't fucking work. Which makes me disappointed because I have a game in my Steam library that I've been wanting to play. Watch Dogs 2. I've heard a lot of good things about it. I want to play Watch Dogs 2. But it's a Ubisoft game. And a lot of times, Ubisoft games don't work. Well, it's also time. But my Uno stopped working. I can't play Uno anymore. Even though I fucking don't like Ubisoft, I keep hearing so many good things about, well, a podcast that I've been listening to, an older one, they keep talking about Watch Dogs Legion and how it was like such an amazing thing, because in Watch Dogs Legion, from what I understand, there really isn't like you don't play as like one main protagonist. The main protagonists of the story are like in the background in a sense. You play as literally anybody on the street. You can take over basically any of these like operatives of like the hacker group that you're part of. And each one of these individuals has their own specific like special unique abilities and stats. And like you could take over one guy who is a fucking jogger and is like super, like his cardio is super high and stuff like that. He's like super high stamina, but he can't fight for shit. It sounds really interesting. And I remember I was like, I want to pick this up because this sounds super fucking cool. And I want to give it a shot. Right now, the reviews are mixed. Understandable. It's a Ubisoft game. Right now, a lot of people are having the same issues that I am with Uno, which is they try and fucking play it and it doesn't work anymore because it gets links to some random ass account. So I went to go look it up the other day. And I was just like, I wonder how much it is. Mind you, this game came out, this is a lot more recent than I thought. Came out 2 years ago. $60. I said, go fuck yourself. I'm not paying $60 for a game that might not even fucking work. And it went on Steam sale and it's $9. So I bought it. I'm not looking at it. I should have got the I'm not sure what it like consists of, but I should have got the Watch Dogs Legion Ultimate Edition, $120 down to $24. I'm not even sure what I get, but hold on, here we go. Ultimate Edition includes the game, the season pass. Why is there a season pass in a fucking single player game? It's Ubisoft. What do I expect? Oh, there's online PvP, online co-op. Wait, fucking what? Fancy. Okay. Regardless. Yeah, so I don't know. With the just killing games thing, it's like I agree with them, because at the end of the day, while or sure I never actually finished the point of what I was saying before I got my side tangent. I feel like if I understand that a game company might not want to give out all of the assets to their thing. However, I feel like if a team approached them, I feel like they should create a like a website or something, or like a point where you can contact like a certain individual, and you have to like go through like this like checklist or whatever. And if you go through this checklist and basically say, hey, I have a team of people that want to, like, dedicated individuals that want to redo this, here's our portfolio, or here's like our qualifications. At that point, I feel like a studio should be like, okay, yeah, here you go. Instead of just being like, spread it out for everybody on the internet, I feel like it should be like, all right, if you want this, you gotta like go through just like a quick and dirty. All right, why do you deserve this in a sense? So that way you're not just, because the reason why I feel like a dedicated team should pick it up instead of it just being spread out over the internet is because you have people that will throw something together like quick, dirty, cheap, and shitty just to scam other people. Oh, yes, for sure. Oh, yeah. Huh. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The whole Ubisoft thing of gamers need to be okay with not owning their games. Especially the markups that they are nowadays. I'll mark that down for episode 5. Yeah. I have another idea for next week. To film adaptation. So spoilers for next week. One of the things I want to talk about, because we're going to wrap this episode out here in a minute. A few things I want to talk about next week. Preliminary is more of a film cinema related episode. Just today on June 30th, well, it's now July 1st. For me, a book to movie adaptation trailer has just been released. Project Hail Mary, the book written by Andy Weir, the creator of The Martian, that just got dropped today, and oh boy, it looks fucking good. I'll talk more about that next week because I am so fucking hyped. And I also want to talk more about just like book to film adaptations in general next week, because I feel like that would be really interesting to discuss with you. And then another thing, since you work down in the film industry in Mexico, and I'm working in the rental house film industry up here, I want to talk to you about gear names, because fuck me, gear has so many different names, and I want to know if you guys have different names for the same shit as we do up here. Probably, but I want to figure out which ones. Yep, I want to figure out which ones. Fucking duckbills, quackers, beadboard holders. Fuck, it's all the same fucking thing. But folks, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I almost just threw my pen out the window. Folks, hope you guys enjoyed this stream, this episode of the Chaoticast. I've been your wonderful host. It's a Chas, joined by the magnificent, the absolutely intolerable host. It's a Chas, joined by the absolutely beautiful and magnificent Mr. Canaz Gaming. I'm Chase. We've been your host of the Chaoticast. Remember, folks, good luck, have fun, and take care. We'll hear y'all in the next one. Ta-ra.